So what I think we're gonna see is a lot of down smash because they from said team because they don't have a lot of extended combos and
with the lack of horizontal movement in the air.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Most of the time, that's what you see with icy mains in doubles with more conventional partners. They're the ones essentially just disrupting things with wave-dash down smash over and over again.
Disrupting things.
Yeah.
Right. Then it's up to their team partner to do something with it.
Exactly. But with Doc, it's a bit. Doc kind of wants to do the same thing if he has a conventional team partner. So and I don't think they can both beat the disruption essentially. So.
Yeah, usually it doesn't work when both players in one team have the same role. So
Exactly.
I got you on that one. Okay. Seems like Jim Morrison is really warmed up. He's playing really well.
That's always nice to see.
Yeah, seems really warmed up. Woohoo! That was a razor sharp tipper. Razor sharp. The down tilt wasn't safe at all. Däumling was much closer wide than KasparV thought. He could he got a grab for it, but didn't die for it because it's teams. So wobbling isn't that easy. There's always.
I think a part of it was that like he got to push him out of that scary 0%, and the risk was not as brutal because well,
he said 0.
Exactly.
It's often not possible for the ice climbers to wobble at 0 if you math enough, which isn't much at 0. Isn't math much at all.
Yeah. Especially since most of the time they try to combo into a wobble anyway.
Oh my god, was it a phantom up smash from a grab? Right?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Optimal for that extra percentage.
Yeah, it really is. 20xx in the building. How did you get Fox got down smash and just stood there? Like Nana resetted him with a jab or something?
Probably.
Oh my god, AB kill? No, he lives. Jim Morrison live in 140. Yeah, he's playing really well. Albeit a shield.
Yeah, it sucks for his opponents how well he's playing. Like he lived till way too long for a Fox, and he's getting kills pretty early.
And while the blue team is having a pretty hard time dealing with Jim Morrison, they are having a good time dealing with KasparV. And it's not really even, but the stocks are even.
Yeah, it's still totally doable if they get a quick gimmick or something like that. Because 2v1s are really, really, really hard. Especially if that quick gimp or at this point kill is on Jim Morrison, because Marv is not a 2v1 character.
Pretty good match. Jim Morrison still at 110% last stock, so the blue team did brought it back. Yeah, a lot actually.
And now they get their counter pick on top of that, so.
Yeah. You actually made a very good point in you actually didn't really see any team combos from the blue team, as they both lack horizontal movement in the air.
Yeah.
They both get like a disruptive hit, but they weren't really able to capitalize that on it. Dr. Mario, of course, when his opponent gets sent his way by a down smash or a smash attack or a hit from the Iceland player, he can be looking for a single hit, which is the forward air to get the kill. There's one way to do it, but they're going to be really short combos.
Yeah,
really
but the problem is that those combos are still, as you said, really, really short.
Yeah.
Like if for example, Jim Morrison hits someone to Kasper can easily just fare into the combo game opens up rather than that's the end of the combo, and vice versa.
Those are good points for sure.
I think the best way they can try to combo is probably by knocking them into the Nair or the Bear, and then so they can like ping pong them. But
on lower percentages.
Yeah. But the problem with ping ponging is that there's another team partner.
Yep.
But I think that's the only kind of combo they can get going. But they don't have the the ability to wait for your favorable spot.
It's possible. I think it's just really hard and really situational.
Yeah, exactly. So it's very situational.
Yeah. So we won't be seeing that much, but it's possible. So
it is possible. Alternatively, they can always try to force it 2 1v1s and get a wobble off. But
also very hard to get wobbles off in doubles. Even though it is Dreamland, it does feel like the space is benefiting KasparV a lot. He sees his opponents coming way more often. Now he can pick his spots, chooses his move, and try not to hit Jim Morrison, but he made up for it by killing the Däumling right afterwards, which was very good. And worth as well.
I think the biggest thing that got Kasper hit so much on FD was the lack of platform. Like right now, he's most of the time whenever he is in the same situation, he jumps to a side platform.
The side B from Jim Morrison was great. Like the fade back side B, going beneath Dr. Mario and then grabbing the ledge first to edge guard. That's great. I like that. Real grab back throw. Def? Ooh, if he grabbed the edge with the up B right there, that would have been good.
The worst part is, it's exactly what he wanted to do. It's 100% just the technical error.
Yeah, it was just the execution. Yeah. It was. It's a bit too
that
far
feels
off.
Extra bad. Like when you could theoretically kill someone, but you went for something else entirely, it's one thing. But it's like, this is what I went for.
You have the right idea, you pick the right options, just the execution of the other thing was missing. Just a little part, just a small error. And now he still lives at 49, same stock. Did you see the headstand?
Yeah, I know, it's so dumb. It's like, oh yeah, technically it doesn't reflect you right, but you still fall to your death.
You can mash up B all you want, but you might have been able to up B when he was already in the circle, like down the stage. Like the recovery circle, right?
The only way you can actually up B from that is if you do it from like side platform height.
Kills him. Yeah, it is possible. That hit, that kill right now on Dr. Mario on Schlimmshady, that was huge.
Exactly.
That was so huge.
Oh no!
That's huge too.
This was even bigger.
Oh! He actually saved Nada by doing that force smash. But now he kills him again, gets some extra percent of purple as well. In the end, it was a good option.
And I know that Kasper already lost impulse to an icy, so
mentally this is such a big hit for KasparV because he killed his teammate and then he didn't win the 1v1. That hurts. That hurts a lot. So now I hope Jim Morrison, being a bro, can like cheer him up. So it's no problem. Just go to the next match. Because otherwise, KasparV might be feeling pretty bad right now.
Jim Morrison making up for everything.
That's one way to do it.
Start was amazing.
That's one way to do it. For a second he looked untouchable, but then no. No.
Though it was really tricky because if he did nothing, it would have also been bad. I think the best option would have been something like up tilt, which knocks them up. So
basically, as you were saying, is Jim Morrison suddenly was there and he was already doing the forward smash. So that's not the second time either. It's like the 4th or 5th time actually. Jim Morrison got hit by a forward smash by Mark, his own teammate. 5th or 5th time or something. So it is what it is. You have to keep going.
I think it's also in part because Kasper kind of wants his kills as well, but the only kill he has is F smash.
Meanwhile, the blue team actually had the little team combo we were just talking about.
Yeah.
They had it. They had it. That was great. Like with Dr. Mario back airs and Ice Climber back airs there. Wow, what happened this game?
He F-smashed Schlimmshady and Jim Morrison, but Jim Morrison was at low enough percent, but then he didn't keep the ledge free, so he just got poked off again, and then this time he was.
I see. It's always so unfortunate to see when you block a big knockdown move, on your shield. You want to punish it, but you roll instead. That's always the execution error. And Schlimmshady just had that. He blocked Marv's forward smash, was able to kill him, but they rolled instead. So just execution error, pressed to the side too early before he could, and then no punish. That's a punish though. Def? Def. Wow, what a turn of events.
I think at that point, despite the horrible risks, Kasper should have just ran off and done anything to save Jim Morrison, because 4 stocks is not something Marv ever comes back from, ever.
You need to take the risk to save the teammate.
Exactly.
I like that. I think everybody should do that, yeah.
I don't think you should do it always. Like if you're in the lead, taking the risk is just like another. It's just another factor.
Looking at the amount of stocks there were on the playing field right now. Yeah. So KasparV slicing and dicing right now. Oh, that's a big fist from Dr. Mario. Like Dr. Mario's forward air, it hurts so much, you know. You just look at it and you see it, it's like BAM! Knockout. Feels great.
It looks so painful. It's funny that normal Mario's also looks just as painful, and it's just like, oh okay.
Sends you down. Yeah. Sends you downwards.
Yeah.
Not the spike. It's just the sound as well, like boom. Yeah. It's so hard. And the bass on that sound is great.
Melee's bass is amazing.
Great reverse back air by Jim Morrison. Actually killing Doc at 99, that's rather early. 99, kill Doc?
Yeah.
That's rather early.
That's pretty early, yeah.
I mean, it's not a gimp or anything, but that's a quick edge guard, low percent edge guard. Oof. Nice back throw to save it. Backup plan.
So it looks like Kasper is not swinging as much now.
As you say that.
It was fine. Jim Morrison wasn't there to because I feel it was just a lot of those F smashes were a miscommunication, where it's like Jim Morrison wanting to play like close, and Kasper being like, I want to keep everything out with this huge hitbox.
And then Jim Morrison came a little bit too close for Kasper, and he was just mixed up in the situation. Oh.
And now it looks like Kasper isn't really swinging anymore at positions where Jim Morrison can get in the F smash.
It's a tight battle, and the forward smashes, after I said that, he only did one, which was a tipper and killed, so he hasn't been swinged that much.
He still has them in his repertoire, which is nice.
Yeah. The downer wasn't safe, he gets wobbled forward, that's the worst. And Schlimmshady is so good at this, keeping him out like this. That was great, such great play. More than 100% on Marv. Because of the time, Schlimmshady won for Däumling.
Yeah.
A big gimp and the edge hog. Oh, that's big.
This is looking like it could be the end.
Yeah, it could be. Red team needs something right now without taking too much percent.
That's
big. The grab on Doc is big as well. Another one.
Mistake from Jim.
Oh no.
His only option there was to essentially ride the wall on battlefield and then get hit by the ices instead of Doc, and then try to come back. That's pretty brutal to do.
You have to give it up for Schlimmshady, like being that sharp and going for the cape while he was actually fighting KasparV, to say, alright, I'm gonna disengage from KasparV, turn around, and cape Fox in case he goes to the ledge. He did. Jim Morrison died early, like 40, 50%.
And now it's just Kasper versus them.
Yeah.
He did get F smashed by Däumling after, like KasparV like from the earlier games. Let's say it.
That's it.
But yeah.
Great set. Great set. Jim Morrison thinking that there should be another game, but
I don't think so.
If the score was right, that's 3-1, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. This was the 4th game.
Wait, game 1 on FD they won. Game 2 on